Hello everyone, it's Sheree. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel and happy Friday. Welcome to hashtag Stash to Treasure. This is Maria and I's collab that we do on the first Friday of every month. We've been having a lot of fun with this throughout the year, and we do have prompts for you, and everyone's welcome to participate. Just use the hashtag. I'll link Maria's and I's channels, which you can just copy and paste from my description box, and make sure you're subscribed to our channel. So, and let everyone know if you do participate that we're the hosts, and all of that jazz. Anyway, the instructions will be in my description box. Also, the prompt for this month is August: ephemera, Rolodex cards, guest checks, time cards, etc. Things like that. But those prompts are for, if you need some ideas of what to grab from your stash to do something with. And the idea is to use things from your stash, maybe something you haven't used in a while or something you've been thinking about, or, things like that. And you can get ideas from Maria and I, or you can get ideas from other people that have participated. Just search that hashtag, stash to treasure. Isn't that a great name? Maria thought of that. So I thought it was awesome when she mentioned it to me. Anyway, so what am I doing? I am decorating book covers. So I've been thinking about these book covers because I showed you a stack of book covers probably 6 months ago, maybe more. I don't remember exactly when it was, but I showed you a good stack of book covers that I have where I've used the pages and things like that. And so I have the book covers left and I want to make journals out of them, right? So, but I was thinking about these because these are kind of plain, but I love them anyway. And for me, I would almost just like make a book cover. I mean, look at this. It's so cute. I would just make it just like this, but I don't know if anyone would want it like that. So, just kind of plain. And this was a poem book. These are all very old, at least vintage. Maybe this might have been antique, and this one, I think these two are vintage. But anyway, let's see, there's no kind of date in here. But it was, I'm going to cover that up when I make it into a journal. Oh, this says 1959, so if that's anywhere around with the copyright, then it would be vintage. I mean, of course it is vintage, but I didn't know if it was antique. But anyway, I kind of looked through my goodies and found something that I would like to decorate each one. And actually, we thought about it today at work. I thought about using my Tim Holtz and maybe some flowers and maybe some butterflies. So this is what I came up with. First of all, I came up with this for the poem book. So we're gonna glue these things down, and you can see I was already playing with my new binding machine, and I wanted to see how I could do with this, and I already punched the holes here to bind this with some wire coils. But we're gonna glue this down together. This is a picture from a Tim Holtz picture, the photo pack, and this is some whatchamacallit, I'll think of it in a second. And this is a little flower. I had found a blouse at a thrift store with all these little flowers in it. I mean, it was like all over the sleeves, the front, the back, and I cut them all out. And believe me, that took me forever. But now I have them. I have shared them before, but sometimes I'll put some in a little goodie pack or something. But anyway, that's that one. So let's see. Since I explained that one, let's go ahead and glue it down. I wasn't sure if I wanted anything behind it, and I tried several things, and I didn't like anything but this right here. I'll think of it in a second, but anyway, you know what it is. It's funny. I was just thinking of the words because I have a whole bag of it and found it at a thrift store actually. I've never bought it new. I've always found this at a thrift store. And when I put it behind here, it was just like, oh, it's perfect. So to glue that down, I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac. So let's go ahead. And I kind of like that I've already punched the holes here because I can see what I'm doing. So let's, there is a little bit of a, I guess this is maybe the author, or not sure what, it's a name, but I thought it would be okay to cover that up. And these all have like a green hue to them, so that was kind of a coincidence that I picked out. They just happen to be, because I have a whole stack of books, covers like I said, and the other ones are, most of the other ones are very, you know, they're decorated. They have a pretty cover like the one I just did. You know, the flip through I just did of that journal had a pretty cover. So let's see, I think I need to, I want to kind of keep this how it was because I really like the position it was in. But I'll get it back on there. So let's put some glue here on the picture first. I did already, before the video, I did ink around here with my Distress ink the vintage photo, because I really wanted to do all three of these during this video today. And you know, when I thought of, because I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to put on here and what I was going to do with these, because the covers were plain. And when I thought of it today, I just got so excited and I couldn't wait to do this video and to work on these covers. So since this is rather, you know, see, it's like netting, so I wanted to, you need quite a bit of glue to get this to stick. At least I think I do. I want it to stick to the picture, and I want it to stick to the book. So I'm going to make sure I have some on both sides here, and go from there. Okay, there we go. And then, what is this? A little piece of something there. Paper. Okay, and then I'm going to put some here on this side of the cloth. And then we'll glue it down to the book. And that'll be that. So, easy, but, you know, I had to think about it. I've been, you know, it's taken me all this time to realize what I wanted to do here. I don't know what sparked the little idea, but it came to me today all of a sudden. First I thought of flowers, and then I thought of my Tim Holtz. And then so when I got home, I went through my Tim Holtz, and there you go. This is what happened. So that's what happens when you go through your stash. And I didn't have a lot of flowers. Like I used to have a lot of Tim Holtz flowers, and I don't have that many. I really don't have that particular pack anymore with all the flowers in it. I have lots of other packs, but not the and like I have butterflies and, you know, the little ephemera and all that, but I don't have the flowers. So I was like, oh, I'm going to have to buy flowers before I do this. And I'm like, no. I'm going to use what I have. You know, this is the idea, stash to treasure, not to go out and buy new things. So that's what I did. I just kept looking until I found things to put together. Cheesecloth. That's what it is. Cheesecloth. I knew it would come to me. Okay, so I'm going to put this, before I start pushing this together, I'm going to get this in the right place. It's, like I said, I'm glad I have my holes here so I know where those are. And I kind of want it centered underneath the title here, 101 Famous Poems. So yeah, I think I still have some left in my book pages, so I don't know if I have a book page. Do I have a book page pack in my shop right now? I think I might. I'm not sure, but if I do, it's probably some of those are in there. I think I just put one in there. And I did it a little different than I had on Etsy. I mixed quite a few different pages together. You know, so if you get one, I mean, if I only have one or two in there now, I can make more. I just put one or two at the moment, and then I'll make more of it. Yeah, I think some of these long, narrow poem pages are in there. Okay, I just want to make sure this is all nice and glued down with that cloth behind. Okay, and so what I do with this, when I use this cheesecloth, I kind of bunch it up and put it all together like this. And it just looks, you know, it looks a little, I don't know, haphazard, but it also looks very beautiful, I think. Because the thing is, it's real thin underneath, and I was going to try to use, do I have it here? I was going to try to use a doily. Let's see, I thought I still had it here. Hold on. Here's my cheesecloth. Did I put my doily in here? Here's my cheesecloth. I found all of this cheesecloth at thrift stores. I found it a couple of times, but the last time I found it, I was going to try to use this, but I didn't like this. It's a bag I can cut up. It's an old seed. It says seeds on it. So I guess it's an old, like, bird, some kind of seed. Well, annual seed mixture for farm game. So I don't know. Some kind of seed bag that I had found at a thrift store. I don't know if somebody sent me that in email, Happy Mail. And then the cheesecloth, I found some one time. I found a little bit that I've been using over the last several years. I mean, it lasts me forever. And then I found this big bunch here one time at a thrift store. So that will last me forever. But I tried that kind of last. I tried some of this linen here. I tried Ada cloth. Oh, here's my doily. And I tried this doily. But this picture was going to basically cover up this whole doily. So I was like, well, what the, that doesn't make any sense. So I didn't use any of that. And the others were just too, I don't know, covered up the book. I think the reason I like this cheesecloth too is you can see the green through here, which looks really good around this picture. So I don't know, when I put it together, it just kind of looked beautiful. So I'm going with it. So anyway, then I wanted to put this little flower down here. Let's see, how did I have it? I think I had it like this. Okay, like that. Doesn't it look beautiful? Okay, so we're going with it. Like I said, I'm not going to hesitate. I'm not going to change my mind. I already thought about it and played around with it quite a while before I started the video. So this is leaking a little bit. Not leaking, but you know how it does. Let me get a little something out of my trash here and wipe this off. I'll scrap up some kind here. That one. See if we can get this in order. Okay, there we go. Okay, so then I'm going to use, this is fabric, of course, a fabric flower, so I'm going to use fabric to glue it down. It does have a kind of a back and a front, which was the back and the front of the blouse that I cut it from. So I want to make sure I have, because the front has a little bit more texture and the back is a little bit more flat, or it's actually quite flat. So I want that texture on the top. I've used these flowers many times before, but I have so many of them that they will last me for a long time. So I hope it gives you some idea if you have some plain old books that you want to use, and you know, or like me, wasn't sure whether to just leave them plain or what to do with them. You can do something like this, and you don't have to have Tim Holtz. You can just use a picture or a postcard or something like that, or any kind of little something. Just get them out and try and see what looks good, you know. So there you go. This will be the cover. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. It looks like it belongs together, and then you can mess around with this and move it around and stretch it out and things like that. But that's one. Okay, the next one, this is an old hymn book cover, and I haven't even taken the, I don't want to lose my spots here. Let's see, I had this like this. So, but I haven't even taken the spine off yet. It's still on here. So I'll do that later, and I'll punch my, whatever, I make it into a journal. I don't think any of this stuff will be in the way of any of that. But when I pulled this out, this card here, this is a Tim Holtz card, and I put it down here, I was like, it just looks so beautiful. These greens and pinks with this greenish background. I just was like, oh my goodness, this is it. I have to use this. And it was the perfect size too. And I tried things behind it, but I just didn't like it. I like the this green with the greens in here and this kind of vintage. It looks very vintagey. You know, it's Tim Holtz, so he's going to make everything look vintagey. I don't think I inked it. I don't think it really needs it, but I can do a little bit just to make sure that I don't change my mind and want some later. So why not go ahead and put a little bit on there now, so I don't decide later why didn't I put any ink on there type of thing. So let's go ahead and put some on there, and I'm going to glue that down. I do like using Fabri-Tac for stuff like this, so it's nice and solid. It's not going to pop off ever. It's going to stay put. So, and these, I'll show you the little, they're kind of like little leaves with berries on them. Like I said, I didn't have any flowers, but I have a couple of Christmas packs. Now I want this right in the middle here. So I'm going to kind of center it right here, right under here. It looks like it belongs here. That's what I thought when I put it down. I just like, oh, it looks like it, I know it's a hymn book, but still, it just looks so beautiful. It looks like it belongs there. So, there we go. Doesn't it look like it belongs there? I think it does. So these little plants or berries with leaves I got from the Christmas pack. They were in the Christmas pack. And I wasn't sure I was going to find anything in there, but I got it out anyway because I saw flowers in there. And there's pink in here, and in the Christmas pack there's a lot of red poinsettias and red flowers and red berries. I was like, no, that's not going to go. But then I saw these, and they have the green with a little like pinkish hue in the berries, and I was like, oh my goodness. And they just look really beautiful. So those are going there. So let's glue those down. So yeah, just digging through my stash, and I found other things too as I was looking for these things and finding these things. I found so many other things in the Tim Holtz. I guess I hadn't looked through them in a while. I don't want to block any. This says Wildflowers of America there, so I don't want to block any of those words. I'm just going to put it like this. And so, you know, now that I've refreshed my memory of what's in the Tim Holtz things that I can hopefully remember that for the next time I want to decorate a cover. Like, I just found so many things that would be pretty on a cover. So I'm going to try to remember next time I do a cover and I need something to get those out. I even thought of, you know, I have used, I think I've used Tim Holtz people on a cover before. So, you know, I kind of wanted to use some Tim Holtz people, but they didn't really go except for that picture, which is people, but it's a picture. Okay, this I'm going to put up here. Again, I don't want to block the words just because, I don't know, I like to see in the words voice of praise, it says. In case you can't read it, voice of praise, and it has a pretty little symbol or emblem right here in a frame, really beautiful. Just the way it is. You know, I love grungy old books, so I don't really like to cover up the corners or anything, so I just think they're beautiful the way they are. And then, like I said, I had some Tim Holtz butterflies, and I tried several, and then I found this green one, and it was just so perfect to put right there. I had one of these there. I think I tried one of these there and tried to put one of these on there, but then I found this butterfly and moved things around, and this is what happened. So I just love this butterfly here. I don't really think it needs any, again, any distressing, but just to make sure there's no like white showing. There really isn't, but just to make sure. Let's put a little bit on there, and then a little bit of glue, and this one will be done. Second one done. So I guess I might be working on these journals next. I didn't know what I just have a couple of things I want to do, and I had another idea on a journal today too that I was thinking about doing tonight, but it didn't. I came home and looked at it, and I don't have to put anything on the cover. I thought I was going to have to use the cover in a different way, but because I bought it from the thrift store, this other cover I'm talking about, I'm not going to say what it is right now because I want to surprise you when I finally work on it. But I bought it from the thrift store, and it was really grungy. Like, I thought it was trashed. I just thought, oh, I'm just going to have to, I don't know, just not do anything with this cover because it's just too grungy. It's just too far gone. And so I got it out tonight to maybe do something with for this video. And then I thought, well, let me just wash it off with some baby, I don't really use baby wipes. I just have some antiseptic wipes here in my craft room. I said, let me clean it off and see what it looks like. See if it cleans up at all. And it did. And like the dirt just started coming off. I was like, oh my goodness, it's looking beautiful now. And then there's a couple spots I couldn't get off. Okay, this one's done for the moment, unless I decide to add something later, but I really like it just like that. Here's the backs of these. They're just plain, which I think is fine. Just plain. Okay, so those two, let me put this one separate so it can dry. And then, again, here's the next one. Okay, so let me show you what I got here. Oh yeah, so I finished cleaning that off. And it's not perfect, but it came really clean. And I was like, oh my goodness, now I think it's beautiful. So I'll surprise you with that later. But here's the other one. So we got a poem book. We did a hymn book, and this is a dictionary. And I just love this cover. I don't know why. I just love this cover. It's a little, really a little worn. It's not even bad. I wonder if this was an antique. I don't remember. But look at this spine. I think I might try to leave that on there. The hymn book is, the spine's coming off, but this is still attached pretty well. And it's like let's see how wide this is. It's a 2-inch spine. It's a nice size spine. So I could reinforce it and keep it on here. So yeah, I haven't taken it off. Okay, so this is what I'm doing for this one. I debated, again, what to put behind here, but I thought, I was looking around again, and I found my wide washi, which, another thing, Stash of Treasures, kind of like something I haven't used since I got it. I used it when I first got it, and I haven't used it since. So I thought I'd cut a piece. See, I've got this big square here, and then you've got all this wording here. It's gold, and a lot of the gold is still on there. Universal Self-Pronouncing Dictionary based upon the foundation laid by Noah Webster. So, and then you have this part here edited by W.J. Pello AM, and then it says Harv right there in parentheses. So I thought this would fit perfectly in here. So I need to cut a piece. I wanted to do it with you guys, so I didn't cut it yet. So about right here, I think. Right here. This is really pretty washi, even though I'll be covering up a good part of it. A good part of it will still show around this card. So let's see if I can cut a pretty straight line here. How'd I do? Not too good. I can't cut a straight line, but I can't cut washi with my paper cutter, so we'll just straighten it up. Yeah, you can't cut washi. I mean, I could try, because this is really losing its stick here. I've been kind of messing with it, so let me get rid of this. It's in my trash. Okay, so what I thought I would do is just use, here's a piece of paper here. Okay, so let me put that down. I thought I would just use some art glitter glue behind that washi. I don't think I need Fabri-Tac, and I don't want the Fabri-Tac to show or to, let me put my lid on my Fabri-Tac actually. I don't want the Fabri-Tac to show or to, be like ripply or bubbly or anything behind there, even though I would smooth it out, of course, but still I'm afraid of it showing, so I'm going to use this. So I'm not going to put too much on as far as all over, because that doesn't cover all over. So I'm going to try to, I guess I could put it on the washi. Okay, let's do that. Let's try that. I just didn't know if I could get it on here. I guess I can. Okay. I guess I can. Okay. It's a little, sticky on my fingers, but I think I can manage here. I want to make sure I get enough glue on here, so I took the silver tip off. And I'll spread this out too. And it should be fine. That should be plenty, so let's spread that out before it dries. It can get a little messy here, but Yeah, I think I got enough glue on there, don't I? But I thought this should dry clear, and then you should still be able to see through. You know how you can see through, like this washi, some washi I guess you can't see through, but this washi you can see through a little bit. So I thought, well, if it dries clear, we'll see. And let's get it upright this way, and then we'll get it right in the middle. I mean, it would look pretty just like this if you didn't want to do anything else to it. It would look pretty just like this with this washi on it, wouldn't it? The colors just really go well with the gold and the green. Yeah, I think you're still going to be able to see through it here. I think I'm going to get one of my antiseptic wipes here in just a second and wipe the extra glue off, because I got it kind of got my fingers all gluey. So let me grab it. Let me grab one. Kind of wipe the book off right here where I got some extra. Nothing else really came oozing out. Okay. Let me just make sure it's nice and flat. Let's see. I don't want to rip it or anything. That's why I use my hands a lot of times. And I don't want to. I think I got most of the glue off my hands. I don't want to rip it. I don't want to use a card, or I don't want to damage it in any way. So I have a brayer. I guess with a roller on, I guess I could get that out, but my finger works good. I'm seeing glue under there. That's why I'm kind of keep pressing so I can make sure it's all flat, and I think it'll dry fine. Okay, so that's beautiful already. Like if you had a book and you just wanted to put some washi on there, like if you had some wide washi, or some washi, if it was a smaller strip and you had a little bit smaller washi, that would be pretty. I mean, look at that. It looks beautiful. I might change my mind, right? But this is what I have picked out. This bird looks so beautiful on here. The bird is the same kind of colors, pretty much. Their heads are a little bit brighter kind of color, but I just thought this overall color looked good. And then I have this little word here. Now I looked it up and I think it's a medicine, but I didn't really care about that. What I cared about was that it looked pretty here. It looked cute. So actually I did want to put some distress ink on here though, because let me get this paper here and put some distress ink on here, because it's too bright, too light. So I did want to darken it up a bit. There we go. That will be nice. Okay. Darken it up quite a bit. Okay. There we go. That's much better. Get the ends a little darker maybe. And the side and the top. Okay. There we go. Now let's see what it looks like. So that, I'm going to put that on there. See, isn't that pretty? And then I thought maybe, now I won't do this until I decide how I'm going to bind this. Like if I decide to use wire, I will be cutting off the spine, right? But if I don't, if I leave the spine on, then, or either way, I could use this cheesecloth, but I'm not going to put the cheesecloth on until later, until I decide, and because if I put wire, if I punch this with the wire for the wire binding, I don't, my holes are going to be up in over here, and if I put this down now, it'll be in the way, right? But I think that would be pretty if I want to put that over there. See how pretty that is? I would just put glue there and just kind of mash it into the glue and let it be free. Cut off the extra. But I think that's really pretty, like just like that. But I'm not going to put that on right now. We're just going to put these on right now. But I think that really makes it, don't you? Like, look at it now. And I could put other trims over there too if I change my mind. But look at it now. It's pretty. It's very pretty, and I could leave it just like that. But this, just simple, crazy cheesecloth makes a big difference, doesn't it? So anyway, we'll do that later, and we'll put these on now. I did try this. Let me show you. Do we have time? Well, my timer's not working, but I probably have a little time. But, oh, I think I'm out of time. I don't think I want cheesecloth behind it. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Let me get a piece out. That piece is too small. Here's a bigger piece. Okay, let me make sure I don't want cheesecloth behind that. Okay, so if we put cheesecloth behind this, it would look like this. No, I think it's too much for it. It's too much. It would cover up the washi. I mean, you could do it if you wanted to, but I think it's too much, personally. Okay, so that, and I do have a flower here, an extra flower if I want to do anything like that. So it could be like this, and if I wanted a flower, I could do that later with the, where's my one cheesecloth? I'd have to coffee dye this or something because it's good. It next to the cheesecloth looks too light, I think. It's getting stuck on my glue fingers. But see how light it looks? It looks too light. Okay, let's just get this glue down. I hate to change my mind like that. That's why I usually say, no, I'm not changing my mind. I'm just going to go with it. Because then I just start, you know, overthinking it, I guess. And just confuse myself. So let's just do this, and then we'll just do what we want to later. On all of these covers, you never know. Sometimes I get it all together, and I'm like, oh, nope, it needs something. It needs something. So, okay, so I wanted this right in the middle of this kind of, well, right in the middle of the washi square, and it'll pretty much be in the middle of this square here, which was a blank square on the bottom of this dictionary book cover. Okay, again, I want to make sure that's all. I'm using Fabric now, since this is a cardstock piece. Okay, and then this, like I said, I think this is the name of a medicine. So it's not, you know, doesn't really go as far as, you know, doesn't mean dictionary or birds or anything. I just like the way it looks here, so that's why I'm putting it here. And it's a word in dictionaries. All about words, right? So there you go. Okay. Now, all right, that's where we're going to stop with that one. So I hope you enjoyed. I had total fun picking out the things, all the things, and going through the things. And here are our book covers all put together for the moment. Let me know which one you like best, or if you like all of them. Tell me what your favorite element is. Is it the cheesecloth? Is it the wildflower little ephemera piece, or the birds? Or which book do you like the best? The poems, the hymns, or the dictionary? Anyway, I like them all. I think they're all awesome. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think I should do with the binding on this. Does it matter? Would you like it either way, wire or spine? Do you have a preference? Let me know about that too. Thanks for watching today. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later.